I decided to do my own quilt. This one, as you know, is for my husband. And it started off as just a muslin blanket. It's like a six layer muslin blanket, but you can find them on Amazon. And I wanted to quilt on top of it. I didn't want to worry about batting. I didn't want to worry about the backing or anything like that. I just wanted something that I could put frayed patches, something very simple. My husband actually wanted the ends frayed, and just something I could hide my knots in the middle of, because see, I hide my knots in the middle, so the back looks nice as well. And I really, really like how this turned out. Now, I have been going through my closets and really getting rid of a lot of stuff. I got rid of a lot of the material that I didn't need anymore, because this was just, I mean, it was down to just scraps. So I figured I didn't want to use any patchwork on my quilt. Instead, I want to do only stitching. And I really like the white on the oatmeal color. And so I want to do all of mine just stitching the white on the oatmeal and do different patterns. And I don't think I'm going to use any brown. So I'm a very neutral girly and I like whites and beiges. It's more calming for me. So I'm going to do my quilt that way. And I thought I would bring you on this journey with me. So I have this started. This is my very first patch. So I have this started. I'm going to go ahead and finish these, I guess, what do you call them? Hash marks, or crossing these through. And then I don't know what I'm going to do after that, but let me finish this and I'll get back with you. If you've seen my videos before, you know how I like to hide my knots. I just mentioned that about hiding the knot in between the fabric. So I don't go all the way through. See, I don't go all the way through. I just kind of go under some layers like this and then pull it. So I'm going this way. So I want to come through the opposite direction and pull that knot through. And with some fabric it's harder, some fabric it's easier. This gauze tends to grab some of its own thread sometimes, but that one went through really smoothly. And then what I do is I kind of stab it back down, if that makes sense. So that's what I do, and then I just kind of follow the the weave the weave line. You've seen me do that before. If you've seen some of my videos, you can tell. And if your eyesight's not really good, get some magnifying glasses, and if not, just kind of wing it. I mean, if you want to, you don't have to follow the weave line. I just use it as a guide. Like right now, I am doing this without the magnifying glasses, so I'm just kind of guessing, but I'm showing you both ways so you can stitch with confidence and not worry about it. And I just kind of try to follow this, the space here. So, and then I'll do a few stitches and then I'll step back and see if it's still even. And, but you may not want to. You may want to just go all over the place. But for this pattern, I'm just kind of winging it. And I may, for my next little section here, after this is all done, I may just kind of just stitch randomly. Seed stitching is really good for that. It's kind of random stitching that I like to do. So as you can see, I'm not following really the weave pattern lines, but it's staying pretty consistent with that. With the spacing, like there, I could have probably gone up a little bit. This looks like I'm kind of going down a little bit, so I'll adjust that as I go. And I am going all the way through. So I don't go all the way through and then up. I go all the way through and here. And I'll tell you why, because I don't want my stitches on the back to be super long to where they'll catch. I want them to stay pretty short and consistent, because if they're real long stretched across, they'll snag and get caught on things. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. So anyway, if you just started tuning in with me, you can follow along with me on my quilting stitching journey here on this quilt. And I will show you a picture of my inspiration right here. And that's what I want to, that's pretty much my guide of what I want it to look like. So I just kind of designed that, and yeah, and go from there. Hopefully I'm staying in camera. I tend to get this so close like this, and then I forget you guys want to see. Let me adjust this better. Okay. So I guess I'll find when I'm editing if I got off the camera or not. Usually I'm pretty good about staying on, but you never know. Because I don't have the camera right in front of my face because I've got to be able to see. So I am still organizing, by the way. I'm still going gung-ho crazy with my organization. It's my sewing that is chaotic right now. So that's my next step of wanting to get things organized, is my sewing area. But I'm going to finish this up and then I'll get right back to you. Okay, I am back and I had a lot to do, so this is actually the next day that I'm continuing this video. But I did some last night. I was going to put it on video, but it was night and the lighting was terrible and you wouldn't have been able to see. But all I did is I finished this little cross area, this little, I guess I've made little squares, didn't I? And then I just capped them off with these little tiny stitches like that, just to kind of complete the look. And then I went on to make these little stars for the next section. So you can tell, let me try to zoom out here. Okay, so if you can tell, here is my design. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here? I'm doing like little sections. And now what I'm doing is for this next section, so I have this like little boxes here, then these stars, and then for this section, I'm just going to do some running stitches going this way. So real simple. And that's what I want with this quilt. I just want to keep it very, very simple and not have too much difficulty in the design. I just want it to be very subtle. That's why I'm doing the white on the beige here, or the oatmeal, I guess is what they call it. Because I don't, I want texture, I guess is what I'm trying to say for this. But you could really do any color if you're one that likes color. I did too much color in my home for years, and I found that I got sick of it very, very quickly. So I stopped putting a lot of color, except for, during the holidays or whatever, and just do color on accents like pillows and stuff like that. But for the most part, I like a very calm atmosphere, and so that's why I chose to do this beige and white quilt, because it will go with everything. So, I mean, if you want to do Halloween, I could put it with orange pumpkins and it'll go with it. If I want to do Christmas, I could put it with a bunch of blue snowflakes or red and white Santa Clauses or whatever, and it will go. Or even, being from America, if I want to do something on the 4th of July, red, white, and blue, I'll just pair it with red and blue, and this will be my white. So that's why I do a lot of neutral things, because that way they can go with everything, and I don't have to put it up for different times of the year. I can always have it out. Hope I'm making sense. As you know, I can never stitch and talk at the same time. So I was going to show you here as I am transitioning to the next row. I'm turning it, okay? And then I'm going to run my stitch in between the layers here, because I don't want a stitch on the back going all the way across randomly, because I want this to look just as good on the back as it does the front. So this is my sashiko way of doing things. So if you don't know what sashiko is, it's Japanese kind of mending and stitching. So that is what I'm going to do. Now I've got to decide if I'm going to have these do a bunch the same, or if I'm going to stagger them. And I think I'm going to stagger them. And what I mean by that is like have a line here empty, a line here empty, and so on and so forth. Empty, line, y'all know what I mean. Like I said, I can't talk and sew at the same time. But that is what I'm going to do with this quilt, and I hope you follow along with me on this journey because I am super excited. I'm going to work on this a little bit every Friday with you, and I know some of you are wondering about my little wreath sampler. I'll probably be going back to that some back and forth as well, or I may even put both, do both of them in one video, work on a little bit of both. But let me know in the comments what you want to see, because y'all may have some ideas or a pattern that you would like to see on this quilt, that I can stitch. Maybe a sashiko pattern or something like that, or a kantha pattern that you may like to see, or if you have questions about how I do certain things. I read all of my comments and I respond to all my comments, so let me know and I will make sure I put it in the next video. So I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you. I make shorts all the time, but I will talk to you next Friday in next Friday's video. Take care.